nabanggit yung programa ng paghilom. I think that is Father Flaviano Villanueva. Sige, Father, tell us what that is at anong ginagawa noon, and then because of your involvement dyan, ano naman ang iyong mga observations or conclusions? Father, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. There are other witnesses po na kasama ko, and they also have tales to tell. And let me just recognize them. Arlene, Ellie, and Arsenia. Now, let me begin by being asked by an EU ambassador, what does a priest do with the victims? Ang tugon ko po dito, dalawang tanong niya. What does the priest do with the victims? What and how can this madness ever take place? Ang una kong sagot ay, sa SVD, tinuruan kami na hindi lang magbahagi at magpatotoo sa katotohanan. The word became flesh, and we seek the flesh and serve them in the flesh. The second was, I told the ambassador, for you to understand the drug war that took place from 2016 to 2022, you have to go back to Davao. And in that, I have a presentation. If it's ready, I'll briefly run through it as a guide, but not all. And doon sa Davao, there are testimonies. Oh, in my presentation...
Father, keep your presentation within 5 minutes, kaya?
Kaya po.
Kaya. Sige, go ahead. Sige po.
And in this presentation, let me say that these are from fact statement made in public. Hindi ko po personal to, but these are all made in public. And the second would be facts from my own experience and encounter. Let me begin by what the former president uttered. In the next slide, please. Following the death squad would be the statement, they are saying that I'm part of a death squad. True. That is very true. I'm just pointing a point. Followed by, next slide, please. The other slide. If you are doing an illegal activity in my city, if you are a criminal or a part of a syndicate that preys on the innocent people of the city, for as long as I am mayor, you are a legitimate target of assassin. At ito po ay pinatutuhanan sa susunod na slide ni Arthur Las Cañas, who said, and I quote, Duterte is the lord of all drug lords in the southern Philippines. He is the most dangerous person in the southern hemisphere. End of quote. Another person na nagpatutuo po ay walang iba kung hindi si Edgar Matubato. Ang kanya pong winika ay, it was Mayor Duterte himself who recruited us. He was present when we were organized during a meeting at the Old Men Seng Hotel. He called us the Lambada Boys. Our work was to kill and only to kill. At the start of the Lambada Boys, actual killing served as our training to kill people who were defenseless and who were caught unaware. This is the Davao template. And moving forward, and just to sum it from the records made in public, meron po 1,000 hanggang at least 1,000 ang namatay sa 1998 to 2008. Moving forward, what did we discover in the DDS template? Let me provide 4 elements sa nakita ng mga testigo. And these 4 elements in the next slide would present to us, meron nakikitang shabu, 1 hanggang 3 sachet, kapiraso lang, hindi pang mayaman, panggamit at pambenta para maitawid ang pamilya. Hindi ko po sinasangayunan ang mga adik sa dahilang 15 taon din ako gumamit. At kaya ko po pinasok ang ganitong pagtatanggol sa mga inakasuhan na adik, naniniwala ako may pag-asa sila. Hindi dapat paslangin o pasabugin ang bungo. Pangalawang bagay na nakikita ay ang revolver. Meron mga patunay na ang revolver ay tampered. Ang revolver ay ginamit na 3 beses sa iba't ibang crime scene. Short of saying, recycled. Ang katawan ni Jonas sa susunod na slide, pangalan niya po, Jesus Jonas. Ito po ay nakita noong October 8, 2016. Ang sabi, as always, palaging sinasabi, ng laban. At kung titignan natin sa pangalawa at susunod na slide pa, nariyan po ang pulis, ngunit kapansin-pansin sa susunod na slide na merong handcuff marks. May handcuff marks at ang kanyang mga daliri ay bali-bali na. Tanong lang simple, paano siya nakabulot at pumutok? Sa unang araw ng pagiging pangulo ng dating presidente, 39 po ang patay. So, susunod na slide. Bukod, ito po si Gilbert, masabi ko lang, Barker. Tinatay habang nagtatrabaho. Sa first 100 days, in the next slide, we will see that there are at least 3,600 killed as part of the so-called accomplishment. The following slide would give us better numbers, or more gruesome numbers. 39 killed on July 1. The number of daily killings average or peaked at 49 on what we have called a one-time, big time. 33 was the average number of killed. There were 122 children, sinasabing collateral damage daw. 58 killed in a day and in 3 days. And let me just say, given this carnage and along with death-appalling statements instructing police to kill, this points to one thing. There is a mad killer or killers at the loose. If this is not addressed, then we are doomed.
Father, your 5 minutes are up, so okay na?
1 minute.
Can you wind? Yes, 1 minute,
Okay.
go ahead.
Micah was killed, 3 years old. And ang kalungkot-lungkot na nabanggit ng ating ginagalang na senator, shit happens. Aldrin Pineda, ang tanong niya, bakit ako binaril ni Omar? And in the last 30 seconds, let me present, sa 312 na sinabi ni Randy De Los Santos, nung lumalago na po ang programa ng 200, naggawa ko ng munting katanungan, ilan ang nagdodroga? Ang sagot nila, 120. Ibig sabihin, merong 80 walang kinalaman sa droga, inosente. Ang sunod kong tanong sa kanila, sino ang nagdodroga nung pinaslang o pinatay sila ng pulis o civilian police? Wala po nagdodroga sa amin nung pinatay sila. Ang isa pang magic number, 0. Sa kanilang salaysay. Hanggang sa ngayon, ipaglalaban nila, walang pinaslang. Sino po ang mga principal? Alamin nun natin sa quad hearing. If I may just share.
Is that, Father? What is
These are
that?
the list
Sige,
of
go ahead,
members
sige.
that we have.
Members ninyo ng programa? Apa. Programa Paglihok?
329 names.
Ah.
Pinaslang lahat. Lahat ay may affidavit. Lahat ay pwede magpatotoo. Lahat po ay may pamilya na wala ng breadwinner. At ngayon ay naghihikahos, ngunit lumalaban ang hangad, katarungan. Sa bansang makadiyos, hindi dapat palakpakan ang pumapatay. Dapat ito kinakalinga at hinihilom. Marami po salamat.
Thank you. Father, ganito. Kaya kayo maraming alam sa issue na ito kasi kayo ang nagpapatakbo ng programa, anong name?
Program Paghilom po.
Program Paghilom. At dahil sa ikaw nagpapatakbo niyan, ano yung interaction mo? Doon sa 312 families o sa 200 families?
Both po.
How many families na yung ka-interaction mo?
We have 312 families.
312 families yung ka-interaction mo. Kasi
Yes.
namatayan sila lahat. Yun po.
Yes po.
That's why doon nakabase lahat itong sinabi nyo.
And that is in coordination with Randy De Los Santos being my field coordinator.
Kasi si Kian is one of the 312 na
Yes
nakalista. Sige po. So, definitely organized na yung data ninyo. Tama?
Yes po.
Apa, so, can the committee request for your organized data?
We will, upon checking po with our lawyers, what we could share and what is highly confidential for their safety.
Ano, sa tanong, marami na tanong. Inaano ko lang yung nilalagay ko lang sa context yung bakit tinawag natin si Father Flavie as a witness. Kasi although hindi siya namatayan, hindi siya but 312 families ang inaruga ng kanyang organization na program Paghilom at meron kang personal interaction with them. Okay, sige. And then meron kang sinabi na, sabi mo senador na sabi shit happens. Sino yun? Are you referring to?
Yung po yung nabanggit ni Senator Go nung namatay si Micah.
So Senator Go?
Sorry,
Senator?
apologies.
Senator
De La
Bato?
Rosa.
Sige, as a matter of right, the senator can react if he wants to.
Yes, Mr. Chair, thank you. I just would like to put in context. Paano ko sinabing shit happens? Indeed, I said that. Shit happens. Because amin sa police, sa military, during operations, when you don't have complete control of the operational environment, you expect shit happens. Yun nga, nangyari nga. Namatay yung bata, tinamaan yung bata, talagang, for me, for us, shit happens. Nangyari yun. So what's the fuss? What's the fuss about blaming ourselves for... Sinabi ko, talaga nangyari. Hindi perfect yung operation. Hindi mo kontrolado ang environment. May tinamaan na bata. So anong tawag ko dyan? Perfection happens? There's no perfect operations. Sometimes shit happens. That's what I said. But that does not mean to degrade the soul, the departed soul of that child na namatay. Ang problema lang sa inyo, Father, you are trying to capitalize my words para for propaganda purposes. That's very bad, Father. Masama po yan. Huwag niyong gamitin, you do not take the word out of context para i-propagandize yung isang issue. Ako, sinabi ko shit happens because I'm blaming myself as the chief PNP. Nangyari yan nang hindi dapat nangyari. Namatay yung bata, tinamaan. Really, shit happens. Pero, when the media presented it, when the media articulated it in their papers, wow, iba na. Bato is demonyo na. Na yung bata parang masaya pa dahil lang namatay yung bata. Mali po yun, Mr. Chair. So, matanong ko lang si Father, when you said that you used drugs for 15 years, ano po yung drugs na ginamit mo, Father?
Shabu po, o bago pa mag-shabu.
Pare ka na noon?
Siyempre, hindi pa ho.
Hindi ka pa pare?
Natural po.
So, 15 years. How old ka nag-start gumamit na siya mo?
Father, ako sagutin niyo. Ako sagutin niyo.
Mr. Chair, simula po ako ng 16.
16?
Opo.
16 plus 15, that's 31. Kailan ka naging pare?
2006.
2006. How old were you? 2006.
31 ho.
31. So meaning, nasa loob ka pa ng seminaryo, gumagamit ka na
Meron
siya
po
mo.
akong tinatawag na relapse, Mr. Chair.
Relapse. That's good. I congratulate you for reforming your life. And
Salamat
being a
po.
good example. I congratulate you. You're a good example to this community.
Salamat po, Mr. Chair. Pero hindi po ako gumagawa at nagfa-fabricate o pinapalobo. When you said that you do not intend to hurt the feelings of the bereaved, by the word itself, you already did. Salamat po, Mr. Chair.
Well, depende sa inyo yan. That's subjective, Mr. Chair. Kasi sa akin, when I say shit happens, that's for us to blame ourselves. That shit happens. That is not intended for the people or the victim. And
Can we contextualize? Aminado naman si Senator Bato, konektado ito sa 1-year-old na namatay, kaya kayo napasalitang shit happens.
Yes, Mr.
Can we,
Chair.
can we,
3-year-old.
ilan?
Mr. Chair, 3-year-old.
3 years old daw.
Na nangangarap din
Okay.
maging police.
Yeah.
Sige, Father, ikaw familiar sa, what happened doon sa 3 years old na namatay? Sige nga, so that we will see the,
Sa pagkaalala ko po ay ito po ay isang police operation at ang hinuhuli nila yung yung tatay, at dahil dito ay nadamay po yung anak, ano? Nadamay yung anak at namatay yung anak. I wouldn't want to give any
saan po yun?
I wouldn't want to give
Okay, place and then date, and then sa incidenting yun, yung 3 years old lang ang namatay?
kasama po yung ama, Mr. Chair.
Kasama ang ama. So, yun. That is the context, ha? Yan,
Yes.
yan yung context, ha, na nangyari to.
Yes, Mr. Chair, wala naman talagang pulis gustong pumatay ng bata. Kaya nga sabi ko, shit happens. Nabati naman yung bata sa crossfire. Kaya nga, nangyari yun. But,
Father, sa investigation ninyo, official police operation yon, na-confirm na din nyo sa HQ?
It was po. Kaya
Okay, may mga pangalan ng operatives.
I think meron po, Mr. Chair, and ayaw kasi mag-appear po nung...
Paki-organize na lang po yung data kasi
Opo.
isa na yan sa napag-usapan natin ngayon. We are interested in that police operation na may 3-year-old na namatay.
Yes,
Kasama ng kanyang papa, siguro papa?
Yes,
Kasama
po.
papa. O, sige.
Mr. Chair, na-autopsy din po ni Dr. Raquel Fortun ng bata. So, she can objectively provide the truth in this committee. Salamat po.
yeah, Mr. Chair,
Senator Bato.
another question. Yung inimbestigahan ninyo, Father, ng mga kaso, marami yun, sinabi mo. And you have evidences. Pero kayong proof na sabi mo pa nga, binalian ng kamot. Sabi mo, may mga revolver na paulit-ulit na ginagamit as a exhibit. Then, sa haba ng panahon, Father, ilan na pong kaso na file ninyo pertaining to those cases that you have investigated? Ilan na pong kaso na file ninyo?
Can I respond, Mr. Chair?
Respond to the best of your ability.
Okay.
Pero hindi naman, I don't think it's the responsibility ninyo to file the cases. Pero sige, yeah, just-
Precisely.
Mr. Chair, but since concerned siya, advokasya niya yan, he should see to it that justice must be served to these victims.
Hindi po ba mas responsibility ng pulis yan?
Responsibility nga ng police, Mr. Chair, pero sila nag-imbestiga, he's provided. Otherwise, kung hindi siya tumulong para mapile yung kaso na yan, halata ng ginagawa niya, puro propaganda. Nagpo-propaganda lang siya. Nagsasabi siyang ganun. Hindi pala siya interested na makuha ang hustisya. Hindi niya pinaloob sa pulis kung nakasuhan na itong mga gago na ito. Because I, for one, I want justice to be served. Lalong-lalo na yung mga inosente na pinatay. Dapat talaga, Father. Baka mas pwede pa akong maging pare kung tutuusin. Kasi gusto ko talaga kung if I have the goods, I have the evidence as you showed that a while ago. Balik-balik na, halatang binugbog mo na bago pinatay. Di ba? So, you should, pinaluap mo sana yun, napal yung kaso. Kung hindi mo pinaluap, well, masasabi ko hanggang propaganda ka lang, Father.
Mr.
Thank you,
Chair.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair.
Father, Senator Risa wants to interject something. Sige, Senator Risa.
Salamat kayo, Mr. Chair. Brief interjection lang. May expression kanina na what's the fuss. I think dahil lahat tayo, lahat around the table, ayaw nga natin na may nangyayaring ganito na may batang nagko-crossfire. And a good number of us, ayaw din natin ang buong sitwasyong ito na nagkaroon ng EJ case, nagkaroon ng war on drugs. And secondly, Mr. Chair, for the record, ilang beses na rin nagkaroon ng pagdududa sa motibo ni Father Flavi sa pagharap sa ating komite. I think na he doesn't deserve that dahil pinepresyong po ng ating komite na all our resource persons humaharap sa atin in good faith. So kung maaari ko lang i-make of record yan, Mr. Chair, na buong loob akong nananalig sa good faith ni Father Flavi sa pagharap sa atin at pagpresenta ng karanasan at ebidensya na meron ang Project Paghilom. For the record, Mr. Chair.
Father, you don't mind being asked these hard questions naman, di ba?
No, except that
Okay, answer to the best of your ability.
Salamat po. And Mr. Chair, I would like to acknowledge the intervention of Senator Riza. Hindi po uso at hindi po nasa bokabularyo ko ang pag-upload ng katotohanan at pagpapropaganda. Ito po ay ginawa ko sapagkat bago pa magkaroon ng patayan sa nagdaang administrasyon, meron na tayong isang lugar kung saan tinatawag na Kalinga. Nagpapaligo, nagpapaaral, at meron pang only rice ang mga homeless. 2015. But when 2016 started and came in, dahil ang pinatay mostly are breadwinners, I was already thinking in advance na ang mga naiwan na pamilya, kapag hindi natulungan dahil breadwinners na namatay, they will also end up in the streets. So to address that issue, we created Program Paghilom to help provide the core competence of psycho-spiritual interventions. Yun po ang hugis ng hustisya na nais namin ipaabot. Let us take note that justice has different facades. Isa lang po ang korte, o ultimate ang korte. But being able to rise up in the morning para magtrabaho, ang anak kahit kandila, magsulat at mag-aral mabuti, para sa akin, katarungan na po yun. Ugis po ng katarungan yun. Now, to address the cases, there are cases that are being addressed. There are cases that have fallen into our hands and they are ongoing. I will not outline it here, but submit the records. Second, if there are really cases of danlaban, let me now throw this question. Di ba ho, sa investigasyon, sa crime scene, ang isang pine-preserve po dyan ay yung baril na ginamit. 6,000 po daw ang nanlaban. So dapat merong 6,000 baril with corresponding documents. One way to let the public know that the war on drugs was real and true to its word, let us see the 6,000 handguns. That's a question po.
Yeah, Mr. Chair.
Salamat po.
If I may,
Senator Bato.
I hope in the next hearing, we can invite the Director of Forensic Service of the PNP para mailatag niya yung whereabouts nitong mga
Take note, yes.
lahat ng mga ebidensya na na-recover. And for the record, Mr. Chair, I just would like to parating kay Father na I appreciate what you're doing, Father. Thank you for what you're doing. Pasensya ka na kung sinabi ko na kung hindi ka nakapag-file ng kaso, parang you limit yourself to propaganda. But then again, you said na may nakapile kayong kaso. And I encourage you, please, file kayo ng kaso. Kasi kawawa talaga yung namatay. Mag-file kayo ng kaso. I am one with you in seeking for justice to these victims. File nyo ng kaso.
Salamat po at madami pong kaso na hinahabla na po. Salamat.
Thank you, Father.
Mr. Chair.
Before I recognize Senator Risa, can we ask Attorney Dulay to sit here with us? He's the Inspector General of the ES, para just in case. Yes, go ahead, Senator Ontiveros.
Salamat kayo, Mr. Chair. One follow-up question kay Father Flavi. Father, dun sa pagkamatay ni Mika at yung ama niya, kinonfirm ba ni Dr. Fortun na talagang nagkaroon ng shootout dun sa pagkamatay ng dalawang, yung mag-ama?
Mr. Chair, Senator Risa referring to itong dalawa po. I think na confirm niya po. I hope I'm right, but please don't quote me. Pero alam ko po na autopsy po ni Dr. Raquel.
Salamat, Father. So, Mr. Chair, kung maaaring maimbita din po sa susunod na hearing si Dr. Fortun.
Yes.
Salamat.
Nakaplano na po yan. Pero doon po kay yung bata na sinabi mo, yung bata na sabi mo na discover ni Dr. Fortun na may gunshot wound.
Yes.
Hindi na yata disputed yun na ang cause of death ng bata was a gunshot wound. Tama?
Yes po.
Okay, so that is klaro. Senator Tolentino, I think wants to ask.
Father, maganda tanghali po, mayong utlo. Binanggit mo kanina na marami kang senior na mga pangalan, although malayo dito, hindi naman namin mabasa. But you mentioned the words highly confidential. Parang hindi ba lumalabas na yung pag-share mo ng information would be selective, subjective, Paano po ito? Saan ang hangganan na ito? Kung ano lang yung gusto nyong ibigay o kasi ang gustong patunguhan ng committee ito, ng hearing, malaman nga kung ano yan. Pero kung magbibigay kayo ng konti, withhold kayo, paano po yun?
Salamat po, Mr. Chair. Nung sinabi kong highly confidential, unang-una po ay meron po sila kanya-kanyang mga abogado. And I believe that there is also a proper forum kung saan ito po ay lilitisin bukod po dito sa ating magiting na house. So yun po yung context ng highly confidential. If we could and only we could give it all, we would upon their approval po, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Salamat, Majority Leader.
Salamat po.
Salamat. Please stay on in the hearing, Father, kasi kami mga dagdag na tanong pa sa inyo in the course of the other testimonies. At this point, the Chair would like to call on Attorney Dean Chel Jokno to make the presentation in his capacity as the Chair of the Free Legal Assistance Group, or FLAG. And the committee understands, Dean Chel, that you have with you a survivor of an attempted extrajudicial killing. So kung maaari pong isama nyo rin po yung kwento niya sa inyong presentation. So Attorney Chel, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair and Your Honors. May I request that the slides be put on the screen? Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Ang kampanyang kontra illegal na droga ng Administrasyong Duterte ay hindi lang basta-basta nagsimula sa kalsada at barangay. Ang pinagmula ng war on drugs sa isang utos o command na galing mismo sa pinakamataas na opisyal ng Philippine National Police, at yun po ay nakikita ninyo sa right side ng screen. Next slide, please. Ang una po niyang reference sa kanyang command circular ay ang pronouncement ni President Rodrigo R. Duterte to get rid of illegal drugs during the first 6 months of his term. Next slide, please. Sa PNP CMC 16-26, ang konsepto ng operations sa Project Double Barrel ay unang-una ito ay ilulunsad sa unang araw ng Chief PNP, at pangalawa ito ay may dalawang sangay, kaya Double Barrel po ang tawag, Project Tokhang and Project HVT. Next slide, please. Ayan po ang diagram ng Double Barrel. Project HVT ay high value target at Project Tokhang ang lower barrel. Ano ngayon ang ibig sabihin po, next slide, ng Project Tokhang? Yan yung alam natin ng mga house-to-house visit ng pulis sa mga pinaghihinalaang sangkot sa illegal na droga. Next slide. Ano naman ang Project HVT? Ayan po yung tawag na high-value targets, yung mga involved na drug personalities sa international at domestic drug trafficking. Next slide, please. Kaya ang tanong po ay, ano ang pinagkaiba ng Project Double Barrel sa mga dating anti-illegal drugs campaign ng pamahalaan? Dalawa po ang pinagkaiba. Next slide. Unang-una, may utos sa loob ng command circular na yan na mag-neutralize at mag-negate ng mga suspected illegal drug personalities. Pangalawa, ang utos ay gumamit ng drug list para tugisin ang mga sangkot umano sa illegal na droga. Next slide, please. Siyempre po, alam naman natin lahat, ang trabaho ng pulis ay mag-imbestiga, magkalap ng ebidensya at magsampa ng kaso laban sa mga salarin. Kaya ang tanong ay, bakit nag-iba ang utos sa Project Double Barrel? Imbis namang aresto at magsampa ng kaso, bakit neutralize at negate ang iniutos ng CMC 16-2016? Imbis na magkalap ng ebidensya para sa korte, bakit drug list ang iniutos nitong command circular? Next slide, please. Paulit-ulit po ang utos ng command circular na ito na mag-neutralize. Mismo sa purpose ng circular nakalagay na dapat i-neutralize ang mga illegal drug personalities sa buong Pilipinas. Next slide, please. At sa loob ng circular, nandiyan po naka-highlight sa dilaw, yan yung mga paulit-ulit na command to neutralize and to negate. Next slide, please. Wala naman po sa batas ang salitang negate at neutralize, kaya libre ang pulis na unawaan ito base lamang sa kanilang sariling interpretasyon. Kumbaga, Your Honors, ay bahala na sila magpasya kung ano ang ibig sabihin nito. Ang tanong po ngayon, syempre, ay ano ang pagkaintindi o pag-unawa ng pulis sa utos na mag-neutralize at mag-negate? Next slide. Ang mga susunod po na salitang paggamit ng neutralize at negate ay galing mismo sa mga opisyal ng PNP. Next slide, please. Si PNP spokesperson, Senior Superintendent Carlos noong 2016, mismo ang nag-announce noon na ang ibig sabihin ng neutralize ay pinatay o killed. At mismo siya nag-announce na papalitan na nila sa mga report ng double barrel, imbis na killed, ang ilalagay nila ay neutralized. Next slide. Ang mga susunod naman ng mga police reports ay sinulat at nanggaling mismo sa mga units ng PNP sa Santa Ana, Manila. Makikita dito, paulit-ulit din nilang ginagamit ang neutralized kaugnay na Project Double Barrel at ang pagpatay sa suspect dahil umano siya ay nanlaban. Ito po yung isa. Next slide please. Ito ay isang information report galing sa PNP Santa Ana. Elements of Santa Ana Police Station will step up for the suspect's immediate apprehension and neutralization. Kung ang ibig lang sabihin ay hulihin yung suspect, bakit pa dinagdag ang salitang neutralization? Next slide please. Yung suspect po dito ay nailagay sa isang drug watch list at medyo maliit lang pero may makikita kayong handwritten notation sa tabi ng pangalan niya, killed, at yung petsa kung kailan siya pinatay. Next slide please. And one more, next slide please. As predicted in the PNP information report, ang tatlong suspect, Mr. Manawis at 2 bunuan, ay na-neutralize o napatay sa isang bypass operation dahil sila raw ay nanlaban. Next slide please. May hawak pa po ang flag ng mga 20 sets pa ng mga police reports galing din sa Police Santa Ana na ganun din, halos eksakto word for word ang paggamit nila ng salitang neutralize. Ang nakita po namin pattern, una, bago magsagawa ng police operation, na-identify na yung suspect bilang target for immediate apprehension and neutralization. Pangalawa, halos lahat sila ay nasa drug watch list. Pangatlo, nung nagkaroon daw ng bypass operation, lahat sila ay nanlaban at pinatay. Next slide please. Pero hindi lang po ang Santa Ana Police ang gumagamit ng neutralize, pati sa Tondo, meron din po. Next slide please. Ito ay sa isang operation tungkol sa pagkapatay kay Rex Apari. Died during police operation. The operation resulted in the neutralization of the suspect. At hindi lang po yon. Next slide please. Si Colonel Espenido na nandito po ngayon ay nung tumestigo sa Quadcom ay umamin na ang ibig sabihin na neutralize ay kill. Next slide please. Tinanong po siya ni Congressman Owaminal, does that include, referring to neutralization, Colonel, na ang pagpatay sa target, ang sagot po, kasali na, Your Honors. At hindi lang po siya, next slide please, pati ang PDEA Chief, si Director General Lasso, ay inamin din ng ibig sabihin ng negate at neutralize ay kill. Next slide please. Tinanong po siya ni Congresswoman Luistro, can you please enlighten us, ano pong ibig sabihin ng negated? Answer ni General Lasso, it is neutralized, Your Honor. I mean, he was killed already. Negated for the case of Mayor Halili would then mean that he is dead already. Yes, Your Honor. That is why it was neutralized already. Sagot, yes, Your Honor. Next slide, please. Ibinulgar din ni Colonel Royina Garma sa Quadcom ang reward system na itinupad sa Duterte drug war. Hindi ka na po babasahin ng lahat ng nasa sinagot niya, pero ang sabi lang niya, may reward po yan, ang Davao model ang kanilang sinunod. First is the reward if suspect is killed, second is the funding of planned operations, and third is the refund of operational expenses. At gusto ko lang pong i-emphasize, ang sabi niya, rewards were only given for killings, for arrests, only reimbursement of expenses. Next slide please. Iba-iba din po ang halaga ng reward, depende kung small time o big time. Ang mga small time daw around 20,000, ang big time umaabot ng 500,000 hanggang 1 million piso. Next slide please. Kaya ang naging resulta po, killing frenzy sa kapulisan. Kaya sa tingin ko umabot sa 20,322 ang napatay nung una pa lang 17 buwan ng drug war. Ang numero pong 20,322 ay galing mismo sa Korte Suprema, isang extended resolution, at ang sinasite nila ang 2017 Year-End Accomplishment Report na galing sa Office of the President. Next slide please. Marami pong mga kamag-anak ang lumapit sa amin sa flag, kamag-anak ng mga EJK victims, pero marami din sa kanila ay natatakot magsampa ng kaso dahil malamang baka balikan sila o yung mga kamag-anak nila. At kahit ngayon, marami pa rin pong takot dahil many of those involved or responsible ay naka-uniforme pa. Next slide please. Pero meron po kaming isang testigo na kasama po ngayon, isang survivor ng EJK, si Roger Herrero, na nung siya ay binaril, akala ng pulis siya ay patay na, nakahanap siya ng tulong, nadala siya sa ospital, nung nalaman ng pulis na buhay pa siya, kinasuhan siya ng robbery, nakakuha siya ng acquittal, dinismiss ang kasong robbery laban sa kanya, at siya naman ang nagsampa ng frustrated murder laban sa mga pulis. Na-convict po ang 4 na pulis of attempted murder. Ito po ang picture ni Roger Herrero, at nandito po siya sa loob ng ating session hall. Roger, kung maaari po, kayo magtumayo. Ayan, si Roger Herrero po. Next slide please. Maraming salamat, Roger. Maari pong may magtatanong, robbery naman ang charge, paano siya naging biktima ng drug war? Next slide please. Pero mismo ang taga-NBI ang nagsabi po sa amin sa flag na ito ay ginawa ng pulis, kasama ito sa drug war, dahil ang reward ang end goal ng mga pulis. At sabi pa niya, the PNP changed their narrative into simple crime operation when the incident reached the NBI because suddenly a charge of robbery was filed. Para din ito yung kaso ni Carl Arnaiz. Kung maalala po ninyo, after Kian de los Santos, ang sumunod na pinatay ay si Carl Arnaiz. Ang sabi naman ng pulis nung lumabas yung balita na napatay nga siya, ay nang hold up daw siya. Pero actually, na-convict yung mga pulis din sa kaso ni Carl Arnaiz, hindi lang ng pagkapatay, kundi pati planting of evidence. Kaya po, kami nababahala sa mga nangyayari at sa mga nangyayari mga kaso nung panahon ng war on drugs. Ready po, anytime, mag-testify si Roger Herrero. Nasa committee po. Thank you.
Roger Herrero, no? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sige, are you done?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And then, ikaw, Attorney Jokno, marami kang kliyente na victim families ng EJK, kaya familiar ka sa issue na to? Yun po ba yun?
Meron po at meron kaming inihain na kaso sa Korte Suprema sa ngalan ng 3 kliyente namin na nandun pa rin at nakapending sa Supreme Court.
Kliyente, meaning to say, namatayan ng mga pamilya?
Tatlo po sila. Yung isa, si Jefferson Soriano, ay survivor din ng EJK.
Okay.
Yung isa, si Rowena Apari, ay nanay ng napatay na ng Labandaw. At yung pangatlo ay relative po rin ng isang EJK victim.
Okay, pero EJK po ito, since familiar ka naman sa background facts, yung mga attempted EJK or victim ng EJK, sa ngalan ng war on drugs ang operation ng police?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Siguro kaya nyo naman siguro i-organize mo yung data? Bigyan nyo po kami ng information.
Sure.
And
Of course,
dahil dyan sa pag-aaral mo sa issue na ito ay na-encounter mo ngayon yung Memorandum Circular 16-2016.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sino po nag-issue nun?
Si Chief PNP noong panahon na yon, si ngayon Senator Ronaldo Bato de la
Anong
Rosa.
date yun?
Ronald lang, Ronald. Walang O.
Sorry po.
Anong date yung MC?
July
2016?
1, 2016.
Okay, July.
First day po niya sa
July 1,
pagpupubilang
2016.
Chief PNP.
And as an experienced lawyer, napansin mo doon ang pag-insert ng anong mga salita? Na alanganing salita?
Neutralize po at negate.
Negation ata nang nandun, ano?
Yes.
Anong mas madalas gamitin doon? Neutralization?
Neutralization.
Yung
5
negation, ilang times na bang
5 beses po nabanggit yung neutralize at 2 beses nabanggit ang negate.
Negate. So, sa pag-aaral mo, just in case you know, sa mga police material, is this the first time na ginamit ang neutralization, neutralize, negation, negate?
May mga 1 or 2 na mga police documents na nakita ko po yan, pero wala akong alam na may ganyan sa mga utos sa drugs, lalong-lalo na sa war on drugs, kundi ito lang CMC 16-26.
Oh, pero yung mga naalala mo, na-encounter mo yung terms, in what context mo naman sila na-encounter? In police documents?
I think it was pointed out by then Justice Carpio in one of the hearings, the oral argument during the Almora case, the war on drugs case. Siya po ang nagbanggit po sa amin nung kami nakaharap sa Supreme Court.
Alam mo, diniscuss ko na rin sa staff ko yan eh. What would be a better word to replace neutralization or negation if you do not have killing as included in the meaning of the word? Sige, can I benefit from your presence, Attorney Joe?
Kaya nga po ako nagtaka dahil alam naman natin na ang tungkulin ng pulis ay manghuli, mangkalap ng ebidensya at magsampa ng kaso. Yun yung hinahanap namin sa command circular. Mang-aresto kayo, kumuha kayo ng ebidensya, mag-file kayo ng case. Nung nakita namin paulit-ulit yung negate at neutralize, sabi po namin, bakit nito ay nailagay doon? Kung ang purpose ay mang-aresto, bakit hindi na lang ginamit yung salitang aresto?
Mr. Chair?
Okay, at Senator Bato?
Yeah, Mr. Chair. I just would like to react. Yung insistence ni Atty. Jokno about using the word neutralize, na puro killing lang ang gusto niyang palabasin. If you can remember, Atty. Jokno, during our senatorial debate doon sa UST, almost 6 years ago, sinagot na kita tungkol dyan. Kasi insisting ka na pag-neutralize, patay agad. Sinagot na kita extensively doon sa debate na yun. Kaya nga siguro ako nanalo. Ginawa akong senador ng taong bayan. Dahil nasagot ko yung tanong mo na yun. If I will give you the Google meaning of neutralize, ito pong nakasabi. It is a verb. Render something ineffective or harmless by applying an opposite force or effect. So ano ibig sabihin yan? Render something ineffective or harmless by applying an opposite force or effect. Ano yung opposite force or effect na sinasabi? Yan ang sinasabi mong negation. Negation operation. Paano gagawin yan? Kasi sabi mo, gusto mong magpulis-pulisan eh. Gusto mo yung term ng pulis, talagang insist yung gusto mong meaning eh. Yung negation operations ay pagkakandak ng operations against the suspects. Pag magkandak ka ng operations, chances are na pwede mo siyang maaresto, Kailan mo ng kaso para makulong at hindi na siya makapag-commit pa ng further crimes. Ineffective na siya sa kanyang mga criminal activities. Ngayon, sabi mo patay. Yes, pwede mayroong mamatay dyan sa neutralization kapag ang suspect ay lumaban sa operation because by all means, ang police has to defend themselves. Self-defense. Ewan ko. Tanungin natin itong mga former chief PNP kung ano ba talaga ang meaning ng neutralization. Dahil alam ko, police, military, at maraming organization gumagamit ng term ng neutralize. Binibigyan lang kasi ng masamang meaning nitong mga anti-Duterte na people. Ngayon, kinukot mo pa yung PDEA director na yes, he's free to make his own meaning, his own definition of that term. But ito ngayon, tatlong former chief PNP, Mr. Chair, can I ask General Gamboa, when I say neutralize, anong ibig sabihin yan? You have the floor.
These three former PNP chiefs came after the PNP chief ba to? So tama. So,
Correct.
yes.
And if
So,
indeed that memorandum that I signed, cited by Attorney Jokno, was true,
Nabasa
then
nila
they were covered by that memorandum. And I would like to seek their opinion as to the intent of that memorandum. Is it really killing? Otherwise, kung gusto kong patayin yung mga suspect na yan, bakit pa ako gagamit ng neutralized term? Gagamitin ko ang to kill. Bakit ko pa gagamitin yung term ng neutralized, Mr. Chair? Can I hear from General Gamboa, Mr. Chair?
So in order sa kanila, sige, who came, sige, ganito sa records ko, no, after, naging chief, Albayal, after Bato de la Rosa, Albayalde, Gamboa, Cascolan, Sinas, Eleazar, Carlos, Danao. Ganun na nangyari, sige. Okay, the question of Senator Bato, he wants to direct it first to, lawyer pa pala itong ating, lawyer, former police chief, Attorney Archie Gamboa. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. First, I'd like to put everything in the proper context because if you only deal with how Attorney Jokno has interpreted the Command Memorandum Circular, you will have really that kind of bias. Now, as an opinion, there are at least 3 laws that prohibits disclosure of classified documents. There's Napolcom Circular 2016-002. There's Republic Act 3019, Section 3. And there's Republic Act 6713, Section 7. All of this prohibits on the part of the government employee to divulge plans like this. For your information, that plan that was presented is classified as confidential. There are limits to the access of that. Why? Because while it may not endanger national security, peace and order, and public safety, it might be prejudicial to the interest, prestige of national government activities. It may cause administrative embarrassment. It may cause unwarranted injury, and it may be advantageous to other nations. I am telling this because, first and foremost, those documents are not supposed to be accessed by the public. But this responsibility lies on the government employee themselves. Pero ito, wala na tayong magawa, Mr. Chair, dahil lumabas na siya. Now let's go back to how policemen would interpret this. Before we became members of the Philippine National Police, we were members of the Philippine Constabulary. And the word neutralization can often be found in operational plans of the military. It's always there. So probably, as we transition to the now Philippine National Police, we carried the same interpretation. Now, if you look at the entire CMC, the Command Memorandum Circular, in the coordinative portion, it emphasizes respect for human rights as embodied in the 1987 Constitution, respect for police operational protocols, it's all there. So if you take it in its entire context, you don't necessarily mean neutralization is killing. Because it may cause, no, there's a question of bakit nag-iba ang shift ng strategy ng PNP to double barrel? Bakit merong tukhang, merong HVT na sinasabing nade-determine ng drug list? When you are a member of the military, even in our campaign against the insurgents, we always start with the order of battle. The order of battle is the list of suspected communists, be it armed guerrilla or even legal fronts. Because this is where you start your work. Because if you start from nowhere, where are you going to go? That's why in our campaign against illegal drugs, we start with the drug list, those that are listed And then from there, we develop strategies first to look at them, maybe if we can file the appropriate cases or conduct probably bypass operations. Ang mahirap kasi if you take this into just one context and one page, actually I have listed that during the CMC 2016, there was a mention 4 times, page 3, page 12, page 15, and page 16, and negation in page 5. But if an ordinary policeman would interpret this, it means it will still be based on how the law operates. As a chief PNP and as a lawyer, I would not allow that it will go out of the bounds of the law. Mahirap kasi pag kunin mo yung context na isang page lang or dito ka lang sa neutralization. Why don't you go through the different pages? This is a memorandum circular covered by almost 18 pages. And take the interpretation in its entirety. Hindi lang dun sa neutralization. I don't know what could be the reason, but that's how a former chief PNP and a lawyer says it. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Chair.
Can I follow up?
Yeah.
Follow up. But is the word neutralization commonly used in police documents? Sige, sige, Chief.
Yes, sir.
Ha?
Yes, sir. Even
So,
in the military, sir, as I said.
in the police, kaya ako kinocontextualize eh. Huwag tayong kinocontextualize ko. Kayo ba police? You consider yourself military?
No, sir.
Right, police. So, in the police context, common ang word na neutralization.
Yes, sir. Even if you can see on the
So-
different 6 memorandum circular, you see it,
Eh,
sir.
kaya nga, that's one document. I'm now asking you, before ka naging chief, siyempre, ang lawak na experience mo, madalas mo na-encounter sa police career mo ang word na
Yes,
neutralization?
sir. Yes, sir.
So just as you made the study ko ilang beses ginamit siya dito sa
Yes, sir.
document,
Yes,
can you give us a study kung ano yung mga police documents na na-encounter mo ang neutralization
No.
at saka negation?
I am just saying, sir, that the 6 memorandum circular issued during
The
2016
six,
to
okay.
2022,
Six.
the neutralization and the negation has always been used in the different circulars. And this
And-
has passed through at least 3 chief PNP signing the
Yes.
circular.
And did it all start with this particular memorandum circular, the number 16-2016?
Yes, sir.
Dito ba nag-umpisa?
Yes, sir.
Kaya nga, so after this, madalas nang gamitin si
Yes, sir.
neutralization.
Yes, sir.
Yun ang point.
Even on the memorandum circular signed by Chief PNP Albayalde, maybe because of the misinterpretation, the neutralization has already been defined.
Has already been?
Defined in the definition of terms.
Albayalde time na. Sige po. Chief, itong aking records dito. Ano ka? You were chief of October 14, 2019. Kino-consider ka na ba chief nun? Up to...
Yes, sir, as officer in charge, but limited on the...
Up to September 2, 2020.
Yes, sir.
Tama.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Alam mo ilan ang casualty sa war on drugs? Do you know? Sa term mo?
I think 662, sir.
662.
Yes, sir. We have a ready list on the different died in police operations on the different terms of the chief PNPs.
Yes. Basta yung particular term, 662.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes,
Mr. Chair.
Yes, Senator Risa.
Salamat kayo, Mr. Chair. I'll be asking follow-up questions after all the former chiefs PNP have spoken. Pero I think may binanggit po si former Chief PNP Archie Gamboa at least 3 importanteng punto. Una, talagang magkakaiba yung sa militar or even the PC before bilang military organizations na gumagamit ng yung list of targets at saka yung use ng word na neutralization. Iba talaga sa context ng kanilang dating counterinsurgency operations ng PC at ng AFP until recently na pumipit sa external defense. Ibang-iba supposedly ang PNP. That's why nagpasa ang Kongreso noon ng PNP Reform and Modernization Act to create the new PNP. So ibang-iba po yung paggamit ng neutralization or negation sa PC noon at sa AFP, maaring hanggang ngayon, kesa sa PNP. Pangalawang importanteng binanggit ni former Chief PNP Archie, sinabi nga nila na why would they want to arrest rather than have those effect of killing? Kasi po, yung isa pang pag-uusapan natin in this hearing or perhaps the next hearings, Mr. Chair, merong tinawag na nangyaring perverse incentive. Lumabas na po sa isang resource person. Pag aresto, walang reward, walang incentive. Pero pag napatay, may incentive. At may gradations pa ng magkano yon depende kung low level or high value yung napatay or pinatay. And pangatlo po, I just would like to return dun sa piniresent so far ni na Attorney Jokno, Attorney Chel, na pati doon sa mga nakuha nilang after reports ng PNP sa mga napatay, yung mga nakalista earlier for neutralization or negation, nakalagay po killed. So, in the course of the years of the drug war, in the course of the years of the EJ case, talagang napagpalit-palit na yung neutralization, negation, at yung pagpatay as a description and siguro in the nature ng mga human organizations sa pagkaintindi even during the operation. So, just for the record, Mr. Chair, bago yung ating iba pang former chiefs PNP.
Senator
Salamat
Bato.
tayo,
Yeah, Mr. Chair, thank you. Mr. Chair, I have given this body the Google meaning of the word neutralization. This time, I would like to share with you the police meaning of neutralization as defined in page 188 of the Police Operational Procedure Manual. And it says, neutralization, a police intervention in strict accord with the use of force continuum and or principle of proportionality on the use of force purposely to contain or stop the unlawful aggression of the offender. This may include an arrest, capture, surrender, or other acts to subdue the suspect. Wala mong nakalagay dito na kill sa definition ng PNP Operational Manual, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mahirap kung magbigay ng meaning, somebody from outside the PNP ang mag-interpret sa isang police term. It should be people from within the organization be given the chance to interpret this term accordingly, Mr. Chair.
May we know when the PNP officially and formally defined the word neutralization? Because sa notes ko, mayroong -21, so it gives me the idea it's 2021.
Regardless, Mr. Chair.
Am I correct or not?
Yeah, this is 2021. Dahil nga sa palaging minimisinterpret ng publiko yung term na neutralization, the PNP come up with the correct
But
meaning.
is it the fact that in the command memorandum circular number 16-2016, where the word neutralization appears, wala pa siyang definition ng time na yon?
Wala pa, Mr. Chair. But it doesn't mean kung walang nakasulat na definition, isama mo na yung puro patay-patay na lang ang gusto mo sa neutralization.
Correct.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Do you want to continue with the ex-chief Senator Bato? You want to continue?
Yes, yes,
Linya,
Mr. Chair.
Same question, kung natatandaan niyo pa, sir. Same question ni Senator Bato. So, Debold Sinas. We have yes, sir, General Retired Debold Sinas.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. First, I'd like to thank the committee for inviting me. Nagbigay na po ni Senator Bato at saka ni Sir Archie po ang definition. Yun po talagang inadapt namin, Your Honor. Hindi po kagad patay. Because the context talaga, kasi kaya yung operational procedures, kasama po yung sa tinuturo at saka nasa mga training at saka mga discussion. Hindi po kagad patay. Dapat we do the, after mag-case build-up, the arrest, capture, kung mag-surrender, isurrender. Tapos kung mayroong imminent threats na talagang lumaban, doon po talaga nag-engage ang police po. Kaya nga pinakita rin po kanina na may mga instances din na pag hindi ready ang police, kami po ang mapapatayan. It does not mean na pag sinabing neutralize, ang sinasabi namin sa mga tao namin sa baba during our conferences, our coordinating conferences and meeting, ay patay. Hindi po yun, sir. Ang una talaga is to neutralize, to stop their operations, to stop their aggressions on equal force, just enough to neutralize them. Yun po, sir, ang kuha namin. Yun po ang ginagamit na term na pinasa na po namin sa baba. It's not immediate killing, sir, ang kuha po namin. So we have the same stand po, sir, with Senator Bato and Sir Archie, sir. Thank you po.
Mr. Chair, if I may, just very quick intervention, Mr. Chairman, because I was listening attentively whether as to when the word neutralization came into the picture and the definition came in later, as you mentioned, 2021. So my next question, or probably a practical question, would be, how do you come up with a list of persons that you need to neutralize if you don't have the definition of neutralization? I think it's a practical question, Your Honor.
Take that up in some other future.
I just wanted to put that on.
Tuloy lang natin siya dito. Pero hindi, may nasabi kasi si General Sinas na yun ang, sabi mo, yung interpretation na yun ang pinaabot mo sa baba. So, ibig sabihin, nag-issue ka ba ng mga circulars when you were Chief PNP na you interpreted neutralization?
No po, sir.
How did you do
We do with our conferences, with our...
So, verbal?
Yes, sir, verbal po, sir.
Sige, General Danao, please. Same question daw ni Senator Bato.
Yes, sir. Honorable Chairman and other members of the Senate. Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. Sir, I was assigned as the officer in charge of the Philippine National Police from May 2022 up to August. So it's only 3 months, and that was the time of election. And from 2016 to 2018, I was just a mere directorate or staff of the Directorates of Intelligence and the CIDG. But as far as the neutralization word is concerned, as being discussed before during the height of the drug war, for me, sir, I would take it as neutralization is a form of police operation. First, sir, is the voluntary surrender of the suspects of illegal drugs. That is one. And it could also be through the legal arrest of the suspects through bypass operation, through conduct of search warrants, and the other forms. It could also be through checkpoints. Kasi minsan, sir, may mga checkpoints dyan na makikita in possession, sir, yung illegal drugs ng mga suspects. And it could also be, the word neutralization could also be the meaning, the killing of the suspect. So yun, sir. So depend, pero yung sinasabi siya na interpretation how we conduct operations sa baba, sir, nasasabihin na killing, parang medyo wala naman pong ganon. But it is only how to the people on the ground on how they interpret it as such.
Thank you. Okay, ganito.
Mr. Chair, may I respond?
Sige, just if possible, briefly lang, Attorney Jokno, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Unang-una po, I think the comments that were made missed the point entirely. Kasi ang tanong talaga dito ay, bakit pa nilagay yon sa isang command circular? At may point out ko rin po, naalala ko rin na Senator De La Rosa na mismong kayo po nung 2016 ay
Talk to me,
ginamit nyo din po ang salitang neutralize. I'm sorry, Mr. Chair. But may I point out that Senator De La Rosa in 2016 also used the term neutralize to refer to a bounty being raised to have him killed by supposed generals who were allied with the drug, those people involved in drugs.
What's your source?
This is from
ma-check din namin.
Amita Legaspi, GMA News, published September 28, 2016, dito po sa GMA News Online.
Mr. Chair, siguro mamaya kung ma-share sa atin yan para makareact ako properly.
Okay, please share with the
Wala akong context.
Kaya ko tinanong para yung staff ma-check agad ng staff.
Just a few more points if I may, Mr. Chair. General Gamboa mentioned the use of the order of battle.